Let us take an international tour to Greece, Italy, and Egypt and see what it has to offer to us. Greece is covered with gorgeous ruins. There are blocks of sculptured marble, old statues to be found even in the marketplace. But living life in all around runs on a different lines. The national gods have become objects of admiration in museums. Tourist foreigners come from all over the world to see them, but nobody worships them. There are no Panathenian processions, pomp, glory, no Acropolis. The same thing can be said about Italy. For true Christianity misfortune, a lot of pagan show may have invaded the church, but paganism was not a mere show. There was also something else in it, which is gone now from Italy as well as from Greece. There was a national consciousness of paganism. The same thing can be told about Egypt. The land that perhaps looked more like India once long, long ago. The land where the sacred bull was worshipped, where people used to regard the Nile River as a old father Nile, whose life-giving waters flew down from the heaven. Just as the Hindus look still upon the Ganges as the mother of Ganges. So nowadays you go to Egypt, there are pyramids, huge statues of pink granites representing the kings and the gods, the sphinx, the bull. But those who dwell in those ruins, the very shadow of these ruins are Mohammedans. A few of them may be Christians. There are some of them who work as guides there, but there are many visitors, foreigners to Egypt. They take the tourist around among the gigantic pillars and blocks of the stone and tell them this was the temple of Ptah. This is the image of that god. This is the image of Maut, the concert, the sphinx, the lion, the gods, old gods. They tell them the names of those kings who has built it, those temples. They ask them to notice and appreciate the beauty of those images of those gods. They show them the glory of Egypt, but the glory of their ancestors is not their glory. They are the children of another nation, grown up on the ruins, the same land, but another nation, the same stone, but without their meaning, the same Nile, but without the Nile cult. A pagan visited Egypt, and when a pagan comes to Egypt, first thing he does, he goes to the Nile and he takes the water in the hand and it handful of water and he takes it to his head, and he also offers flowers in that current and stoop to that Nile, take a handful of water and even drink, and he says, old father Nile, you are beautiful, you have given life to millions of creatures, and yet how many centuries nobody bowed down to you, nobody offered any worship, but I bow down to you and all by myself. They say pagans tell this in Nile. When he was saying this, our mind goes, our thoughts far away from the burning sands of Egypt, far away beyond the sea. There is a land where they have not forgotten. There is India, who still bows down to Mother Ganges, the last of the great sacred rivers. Glory to India. Hindutva is the strength. And when sees its weakness is yielding to the everyday hostile forces, losing bit by bit its numerical advantages, losing its political rights in India, losing its place as a nation, then one becomes more skeptical. That should not happen. Then it will become Greece, Italy, and Egypt. One takes to the think that the fate of the paganism in Greece, Italy, and Egypt today may be the fate of the Hindus of India tomorrow. Of course, take for example Bangladesh, what's happening, Pakistan, what's happening, and what is happening in our own country, West Bengal. In the whole of the population, there are 20% minorities. Now they have growing fast. And in a few hundred years of time, nobody knows. There may be no Hindus left at all. Then one day, you will see a Mohammedan guide in Bengali explaining the deserted temples of Dakshineshwar to the American tourist. And maybe in Tanjavur, Brihadishwara temple, a Christian guide may be explaining to the tourist saying that this is the Brihadishwara big temple built by Rajaraja Cholan. This was used to be the god. And here is in Calcutta, they will say, here is the temple of Kali, a goddess of Hindus. A swarm of mosques will be built here and there in the places of minor shrines. And you have the Mohammedan life and the Christian life combined will make the unrecognizable India much like a modern Egypt. Cultured Indians will look upon their national gods as the Christians, Europeans look upon the Greek mythology in museums. And the Ganges will still be flowing, but there will be no ritual bathing in its waters, no pilgrims going up and down the ghats, no garlands of flowers thrown into its as offerings. India then maybe continue to be free but powerful, but she will be no longer our India. Is that what the Hindus want? Certainly not. But it is that which is coming if there is no reaction on the part of the Hindus before it is too late. We believe in quality. Quality is better than quantity. But quality itself cannot grow where there is no proper atmosphere to develop it. And with a decreasing number of Hindus, the Hindu atmosphere of India is in peril. In certain parts of India at least. Save it at once. Or else Hindu quality will become the priceless treasure of a few individuals. Foreigners in their own country. It will no longer be the treasure of living nation. Hindutva has reached a stage where it has either to die or else to react vigorously and then not merely to survive, but to rule. There is no third alternative. The numerical numbers goes, you lose power, and you lose power, you lose your culture, you lose your religion, you lose everything else, and you will be looking like an Italy, Greece, and Egypt.